And Representative Clardy, I say that with all due respect to you.
Jeff, again, I appreciate your passion. You and I are extraordinarily like-minded on these issues of personal liberty, and we've both taken at least 2 oaths. One is legislators to defend the Constitution of the state of Texas and the United States, and as attorneys, we've done the same thing. And again, I have a great deal of respect for the judges in this state and the legislators I serve with. And the sincerity of those beliefs, and you know, I've never known of a judge who, when in a family law matter, dealing now with the parent-child relationship, the standard Texas has is one of the most. I may be the most proud of that particular standard in the parent-child relationship. What is in? It's the correct standard, biblical as it were. What is in the best interest of the child? That is the right standard. And I don't know of a judge that's not going to do that right now, because that same judge took the same oaths that we all took as lawyers and as legislators. They take them as judges. They're bound by a very, very strict code of judicial conduct and ethics that requires them to do these very things. And I can understand the belt and suspenders argument, and let's get ahead of this, and let's don't let the nose under the tent, the foot in the door. I get those arguments, but again, I think we've got to be careful here in the legislature. I think sometimes we're too fast to do things I'm not going to say for political purposes, but we do some things and then wind up having to undo everything we did because we got in too big of a hurry, and that's where. And again, I appreciate what Chairman Smithy said. This is a deliberative process. You and I can argue, go back and forth about any number of things, and I look forward to doing it. But what we both desire to do is come out with the best law that this body can produce that best serves the people of Texas. Yeah. And there's going to be disagreements on that.
Representative Clardy, I respect you. We're friends, and you're a distinguished lawyer and a great legislator, and we disagree on this, but I'm hopeful that we can talk over the next few days. I specifically want to know what your concerns are with this specific bill, and if we can work something out in agreement, I'd like to do that with you. Very seldom am I able to come before a committee and say I've got a third of the Texas House and many Texas senators who are on board with this legislation in support of it in response to the concerns that they've heard from their constituents. So to say that we're not, or to imply that we're not being deliberative in this process, I think is a little bit of a misnomer. We are being deliberative. We have been working on this for several months, years actually. There's a lot of people in this room who this has been their life's passion for a long time. Lawyers and non-lawyers alike. And so I would encourage you let's try to work together to find something that we could both support.
Okay, did someone else have a question?
Chairman? Yes. I would like to say one thing on that, though. And I appreciate you got a third of the signatures. I guess that implies you don't have 2/3 of the signatures. But, we'll do that math later.
I'm confident that I can get 26 more votes to pass this bill.
There is something to be said for doing what you believe to be right. That's certainly what I'm going to do.
I agree.
One of my favorite quotes in Texas history was Throckmorton when they took the vote of secession back in 1860, and he took a very unpopular view and voted against secession. And the gallery cheered and yelled and booed and hissed and catcalled, and the quote, I believe, was, when the rabble hiss, well may patriots tremble. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important that we recall that we can have passionate views, because, again, how we defend and protect the Constitution of the United States and this state can be very, very different ways, and time will tell which one is correct. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Leach? Thank you, Mr. Leach.